Hey everybody, this is Will Jones from Stone Circle Games, and today we're going to be doing a review of Lords of Waterdeep. Let's get into it. Lords of Waterdeep is a big ol' stinkin' worker placement game rooted in the Forgotten Realms setting of Dungeons & Dragons lore. The game takes place in the mythical city of Waterdeep, the City of Splendors, and each player takes the role of a lord vying for control of the city. Control of the city is represented, of course, by victory points, which you gain by completing quests around the city. Now, of course, you're not some scrounging, gutter-dwelling adventurer, you're a lord, which means you don't actually perform the quests yourself, you hire out agents and other personnel to do them for you. That personnel becomes your main resource for the game. These little colored cubes represent fighters and wizards and priests and rogues that you send around doing your bidding, effectively spending to perform quests. Now you'll need to recruit these people and gain a little bit of coin to grease the wheels by sending your few trusted agents out into the city to various buildings to bring people to your cause. As the game goes on, the number of buildings within the city that are available to send your agents to will increase, which will give you more options of places to send your agents and more powerful options of what to do. All in all, nothing that's surprising to anybody who's familiar with worker placement games, and it's pretty easy to pick up for those of you who haven't played worker placement games before. Now this is Lords of Waterdeep, not Lords of some random city, so you'd expect it to be fairly steeped in Dungeons & Dragons lore, and boy is it ever. Every single quest, every personnel card, even the art of the city, is really devoted to this idea of trying to make you feel like you are in this Forgotten Realms setting. Now, I'm personally not a Forgotten Realms guy. I never got into that slice of Dungeons & Dragons lore. But even so, it's pretty interesting and evocative and mysterious to be reading about all these different people and things, and I have no idea what they are, but they sound really interesting. What's Griffin Cavalry? What's the Undermountain? What are the Rashemi? And why does my quest want me to form an alliance with them? These are all things that are very intriguing and deepen the setting a bit. Mechanically, there are a couple of things that very clearly separate out Lords of Waterdeep from the pack of other worker placement games. First off is Waterdeep Harbor and Intrigue cards. Intrigue cards are exactly what you would think from cards in your hand. They're things that you can play that give you resources or allow you to attack other people or alter the circumstances of the game in minor ways. Now, cards like that aren't usually a feature in worker placement games at all, and in Lords of Waterdeep, they're correspondingly hard to use. You have to send an agent to these very specific spaces on Waterdeep Harbor in order to play them. Another little thing that adds a little bit of flair to Lords of Waterdeep is the building ownership system. When a new building is constructed in the city, anybody can place an agent on it from then on and gain its benefits, but if you're the person who constructed that building, then you're its owner, and anytime anybody places an agent on there, you also get a small benefit. This is the type of system that several other worker placement games try to implement, but it's really done very elegantly in Lords of Waterdeep. It adds an extra level of decision-making that really feels tactile, not just for the person making the decision, but for the person who constructed the building in the first place, which is very satisfying. It's honestly hard to find something bad to say about Lords of Waterdeep. But I found one. Mandatory quests. Mandatory quests are your only real way to directly attack other players. They're crappy little nothing quests that you can give to other people that they have to complete before completing more valuable quests that they want to do. That's all well and good. Direct attack mechanics can be very valuable in game design, but these are just so frustrating. When you get a mandatory quest, it's not like a little slap on the wrist or, oh no, you shot at me and that sucks. It can completely nuke your entire strategy. It's a really big swing from one card. I think this game would have been a lot better if the mandatory quests had been just a little bit less severe and weren't quite so much a kick in the nuts. One thing that I really have to applaud about this game design is the length of time it takes to get through a game. Most worker placement games, especially ones as big and elaborate and cool looking as this, can take a really long time, but Lords of Waterdeep you can cruise through in 45 minutes or an hour if you're good at it. I'm not saying that shorter games are better, but in a very real way, shorter games are better. Lords of Waterdeep is one of those games that's really just a straight-up win. It's kind of got something for everybody. The only people who I can envision really not liking this game are people who just really hate fantasy-themed things, or people who really hate the entire worker placement genre, which is pretty rare to find. So that's Lords of Waterdeep. Very quick review. Hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and click below to like and subscribe for more awesome content from Stone Circle Games. And until then, have fun around the table.